Yeah, a couple of those.
I
Close to
my
it.
son's nine, I'm like, wasn't I joking? Pregnant with you? I'm like, what's happening? I don't know.
What time is it?
Yeah, but
5 boxes.
Yes,
6 on the nose.
yep, we're ready.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
Ready
do
to
it, son
get
of a-
down. We'll call the
I got
meeting to
mine.
order.
2 boxes less.
We will start with the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Have roll call, Commissioner McConnell.
Okay. Member Schweitzer. Present. Member Meadow.
Here.
Member Mudry. Here. Member Kaczynski. Here. Member Elzinga.
Here.
Member Bradley is. Is she expected to come?
She emailed ahead of time.
She said she wasn't gonna be here as well
Okay.
as Mr. Weinfeld.
Member Arnold is present. Vice Chair Hunt Proctor
Here.
and Chair Weinfeld is absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda, we have approval of the agenda.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
we approve the agenda as presented. Support.
it's been moved and supported. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. Approval of the minutes of May 18th, 2023.
Just like to note, Bob called me today. I had, when I wrote the minutes, I had McConnell, seconded by McConnell, so I fixed that.
And
So-
so they had a couple of
Any other?
Modifications that we incorporated as well.
Pardon?
Jim,
Yeah.
didn't you email us too and a couple
About
of?
Recording secretary,
Yeah, I had Matt make those changes, so,
Okay, so as amended.
yes, please.
Move approval as amended.
As amended via email correspondence from the members.
It's been moved by Commissioner Kozinski,
Support.
supported by Mike Modry. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Is this where we go to citizens' comment?
Correspondence.
Okay. So correspondence, we have none. Old business, we have none. So I have a point of information. When do we go to citizens' comments?
Not
on the agenda.
agenda.
Sometimes you'll have citizens' comments for items not on the agenda.
Right.
I believe that's generally right before we go to public hearing, is it not?
Okay,
That's
because looking at the
Ordinance,
minutes,
I
it
understand
was a
ours.
little different according to the minutes. Okay, public hearing, Mr. McConnell.
Madam Chair, we have case number 05-23 -09. Request to rezone the west 260 feet of the south 115 feet of the property known as 2001 North Canal Road from AG2 agricultural / residential to RB low density residential, and the remainder of this parcel from AG2 agricultural residential to RC moderate density residential.
Thank you.
Staff.
Okay. So we are talking about the property at the northwest corner of Canal Road and Willow Highway. Applicant purchased it 2 years ago, wishes to split off, and I'll pull that up in a second here, the 2 lots in the southwest corner here. As it stands, it's currently zoned AG2. As it sits right now, he could basically split it in half and get a your 2 acre lot minimum. I believe it's a 200 foot wide so as it sits currently, he could split off one lot, but wants to do 2 lots, wants to kind of maximize his land division allocations. Wants to split up 2 lots, and to do that, wants to rezone the south 115 feet of the west 260 feet. So basically just this corner here to RB to allow him to split up 2 lots. The rest of it, he wishes to do RC. He's just living on it right now, doesn't want to do anything with it, but wants to leave his options open. And if he's gonna ask to rezone part of it, he might as well ask to rezone the whole thing. Basically, so the rezoning to the RB wouldn't really, would allow like an extra lot, but wouldn't change really like the uses that would be permitted. If anything, it kind of reduces, you wouldn't be able to do the kind of milder agricultural uses you could do in AG2. You would just be able to do single family. The only real major sort of issue that this touches upon is this is about the kind of point where the township is having issues distributing sewer. I believe we have capacity for 50 something lots currently, and the engineering department obviously doesn't have any issues with 2 lots, but that is sort of, it is sort of running up against that, where this is the freeway is kind of the border between where we're having issues accommodating that, but the 2 extra lots we've been told will be fine. It's planned for single family zoning, but really this kind of whole area is in transition where there's a lot of to the south, there's a lot of multi-family, and then 1 single family development. Then obviously in the recent years we've done Redwood apartments kind of this side of the freeway and over here. So it's kind of a transitioning area, and we can kind of update the master plan to kind of accommodate the multi-family aspect of it. It's not guaranteed that's what will go. He's doing wants RC for the rest of it, because it gives him the option to do either duplexes or multi-family with a special land use permit. So even the RC zoning, kind of the scarier things that might be allowed aren't quite so scary, because he'd still have to come back for a special land use permit to allow those. So yeah, staff didn't identify any issues with this proposed rezoning. I'm available for comment, and also Ben Sears, the owner of the property, is here to speak as well. So happy to answer any questions for you.
Let me just interject.
Sure, yeah.
So the RC district is also considered by the plan a single family zoning district, although it does allow the uses that Matt mentioned, duplexes and quadplexes with the special land use permit, but still recognized as a single family zone in the plans.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
so how many lots are there gonna be? 3?
Well, if this rezoning is approved, it would be 3 right now, and then in the future, they might get rid of the house and do something like, yeah, as of right in the immediate future, it would lead to basically 1 lot with the house.
So
The other one too. Yeah.
the total acreage is 4 acres.
It's 5 acres.
5 acres. So the most he could have in any case, unless he plats
It'd be
the remaining it or does site condominiums, is a total of 4 divisions under the land division act. But he can have more units if they become condominiums, duplexes, or the like. So the density limitation, if you can comply with everything in terms of open space and other amenities, it can go 5 units per acre.
Right, I can pull that out. Yeah, because it's
But in no case can he have a building more than 6 units attached. So
right.
those are the limitations with the RC, with the special land use permit, with perhaps a planned unit development. So it's not anything goes. There's still quite a bit of regulation that's involved in what's remaining in terms of development.
So as we're looking at it right now, it'll be a lot for the existing house.
Yep, I'm gonna pull that.
And then the other section is gonna be divided into 2.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
So we have a lot that's kind of a flag shaped lot for the existing.
Yeah,
And then a rectangular area.
Yeah, so this is what the rezoning would look
So
like.
the proposed RB area, that's 2 single family residential lots.
Right.
Each has single family. And then the rest Just, we don't know yet,
Yeah.
but for the present, it'll be just for the applicant's existing
Right,
house.
and so this is like roughly like a little bit more than a third of an acre would be the one he wants to split off. It's their or should say it's 2/3 of an acre, be 215,000 square foot lots right here, and then so basically you're looking at like 4 1/3 acres.
That's basically like a lot subdivision.
Correct.
Size.
Yes, yeah, these would be exactly like you would find in a subdivision. That's correct.
I thought there was more to it.
Pretty straightforward at this time. I mean,
Madam Chair.
Yes.
The comments say that it might end up with some reduction in the wooded area. The question I have is, does the owner have that right now to reduce the amount of wooded area?
Yeah, they could. I think that's, I meant to say that in my overview that yes, as of right now, if you know, like developers that purchase a lot kind of have to work, you know, to not do that. But like if it's just him, yeah, as a homeowner, he has the right to clear his property, but he doesn't want to. I think that's the idea behind the RB zoning, is that he controls the rest of this wooded area, and he's going to split off a little bit to do the 2 lots, but he still controls this and has you know, the added benefit of that on his property while he's still living on it. So that's part of the goal of the split zoning.
Any further questions, discussion at this time? If not, if the applicant is here, we can invite the applicant to speak.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Step up to the
Step up here and just say your
Name and address, please.
Yeah, sure. My name is Vin Sears. My address is 2001 North Canal. How are y'all? Thank y'all for inviting me. Very excited about this sort of thing. Last time that I was in any sort of situation like this, I was 18 and in court for speeding, 15 miles an hour over. So anyways, glad to be kind of on the right side of the law. Anyway, so I apologize for all this. I should have reviewed this closer. I think that we may have made a mistake, Matt.
Okay.
I don't know if we're able to fix this on the fly. I intended both like one lot to be, the depth is correct, but I intended both lots to be 130 feet wide, which would take you right about basically double the space.
Yeah, that's what they're I've got it at maybe I didn't draw it correctly. Yeah, I have it at 130 wide by 1 deep.
Yeah, and so like I guess each should be 130 wide.
Yeah,
So
that's
one.
what this is 230 by 115. So it's 230 wide by 115. And it's this wasn't done on GIS, so it might not be
230 or 260.
or sorry, 260
Oh, okay.
by 115. Yes.
This isn't to scale, is what he's trying to
It's
say.
no, I mean, I did it the best I could. This wasn't done.
Okay,
But yeah, I believe, yeah, I've got it. Your rezoning described as 260 feet wide by 115 feet deep.
okay, so then I should be,
You should be able to split up
so how many acres will be left? Because I was expecting,
like 4/3.
well, I have 4.2 right now.
Or the thing I clicked on said 5, and so this area here would be approximately 30,000 square feet, which is 3/4 of an acre.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Than-
So yeah, I think it was
little less.
getting each lot should be close to a
Yeah.
half acre.
Yep.
Okay. So I'd be getting close to an acre total.
Yeah,
including
each
all the
lot would be a
property.
little bit over 1/3 of an acre.
Okay, yes. All right, good deal. Well, then I think we're back on track. Like, all right, yeah. So I'm sorry, we're back on track. Did we have questions or do I, what can I tell you guys? Okay.
So pretty
That's
straightforward.
straightforward.
Okay, that is,
We're good.
that is, yeah, I want to put sell it off for, some people who live there, single family. And use the funds. It's kind of a, just either develop it further, the remainder, or my wife is also interested in just moving further out of town. So we'd sell it. I'm not sure yet what she wants to do, but she's the boss. So, all right. Well, then I'll go sit down. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I move we close the public hearing.
Support.
Been moved and supported, close the public hearing. Are those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Pleasure of the commission.
Madam Chair, I'm prepared to make a motion.
Okay,
I move that the Delta Township Planning Commission recommend approval of case number 5-23-09 to the Township Board for the proposed rezoning of the west 260 feet of the subject parcel 04-004-400-090-00 from AG 2 agricultural residential to RB low density residential, and the remainder of the parcel from the AG 2 agricultural residential to RC moderate density residential for the following reasons, which there are two.
Support.
all right, it's been moved and supported. Further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Okay, Member Schweitzer,
Support.
Member Meadow,
Support.
Member Mudry,
Support.
Member Kozinka. Support. How did I mess you up like that? Member Kozinka.
Support.
Bradley is absent. Secretary McConnell goes to support. Vice Chair Hunt Proctor.
Support.
Okay, the motion passes.
All right, thank you, thank you. Other business.
Then this, after the case, usually that I'll speak to
He'll
that.
speak to it, yeah.
So the final vote will be the township board. Are they having a meeting next?
The 10th is board.
Okay, so
That'll be an introduction.
And I'll let you info on that. You probably should be, they most likely won't ask any questions, but yeah.
We can
So,
talk in
yep,
a week
yep.
or whatever.
Yep, sounds good.
All right,
All right, take
thank
care.
you.
Yep.
Thank y'all.
All right.
You're welcome. All right, other business, there be none. Planning director comments?
Just a few items of information. Baskin Robbins is open. That's a good thing. In the old, where Pier 1 used to be, and now it's Dollar Store, so that's open. Grand opening last week. Olive Garden is now open. I don't know if anyone's been there yet, but first day was lined up outside the door. The board passed the cottage housing regulations and the condo subdivision changes to the specific use table. So those are, I think they were published this past weekend, so those are in effect and adopted. We do have some interest in these regulations from a couple of developers, no concrete sites or anything, but it's something new and something these developers have looked at elsewhere. And now maybe Delta will be able to
That's
move
exciting.
forward with one or more projects with the new regulations. So that'll be exciting. Food truck regulations were amended by the board also. It makes it easier for the operators essentially. So now we have an annual license instead of a 30-day and 120-day permit. They used to have to break down every night and move the unit off the premises. Now they don't have to do that. They'll have to take liability for that. They've got, if they're going to use any kind of electricity or any other utilities from the property on which they're located, they got the property owner's permission to do that. So they have to have recycling bins and trash bins and nightly cleanup and all that kind of good stuff. So and then for their permitting, our license will be good for a year. The fire department inspection and building department inspection will be good for a year. And the health department inspection will be good for a year, all running for the same one, basically between
Great.
end of May, beginning of April. All those inspections are run at the same time, so there's no confusion on that. And then we're willing to take inspections that were made that have from communities that have regulations either similar or more strict than we have. So they won't have to repeat the process. They've gotten approval elsewhere. So that's something that the Grand Rapids region is working on. So we're trying to mirror that for the Lansing region as well. So, so that language is in there that if they've been inspected by another governmental unit again, that has the same or more strict regulations, we'll accept those and be able to issue the permit a little more quickly for Delta. There's also some language in there. We're getting live requests for food trucks on Friday afternoon because they had an event on the weekend. And so we've made it a requirement that you have to give us 3 days in advance minimum for those inspections that we need to take place. So hopefully that'll help. So so that's a good thing. And the board approved the old Millet Schoolhouse rezoning that you guys had a public hearing on, rezoning it from office to an all residential classification. CIA, the survey for the corridor, is that live? Or are we still working on that?
It should be like soon.
Okay.
They're making their final tweak.
Kind of
So
look at that on our social media pages, website. I think we're gonna print posters for restaurants and different things like that to get the word out on the survey for the corridor. So hopefully the planning commission will be involved as we move through the process for the plan and the corridor. And be able to put in your input. Will dovetail with the comprehensive plan update. As I recall, when we reviewed the draft, the commission had some questions about how the neighborhoods were divided. So this will help at least along the corridor to resolve that issue at least. So we're hoping to get a kind of a joint maybe work session or meeting, stakeholder meeting. Still no word on broadband saying and the utility issues west of anything west of broadband. We've got problems serving that sanitary sewer because of limitations at the Will Highway lift station. So I don't know if that's ever going to come back to us, but that's still on hold. And then of course the whole Delta crossing situation, that's still in litigation. Again, I don't know when that's going to be finally resolved. So. And I don't know, is there any other questions you might have about anything going on that you've heard?
Regarding the broadband Saginaw property, you know, kind of correlated. That was part of the CIA, the development that's been kind of eliminated.
So the broadband parcel that were the Avenue Apartments, they were going to be called on the west side of broadband, that was not part of the corridor included in the CIA. But east of broadband, all that area going down to the I property, which has the same type of development potential that was.
So is that totally dead as far as that project down there now, or?
I don't know for sure. I haven't
Okay.
heard, they haven't submitted anything to us in writing that they want to withdraw it, as far as I know now. I've been kind of out of it. Manager Reed has been in contact with the developer most recently, and I understand they were looking for an alternate site elsewhere in the region. I don't know if they actually have one yet, or they're at some point going to come back to us.
Okay. You know, that property would be a great piece of property for a park. It's got water, it's got trees, it's local, whether Delta or the county even.
Yeah, I don't know what the asking price is. It is for it, so I don't know, if we have the wherewithal to do that, or in conjunction with the county we don't have any county parks in the township. Maybe it could be a joint effort.
For sure.
I don't know.
Haven't I heard that?
Any other comments?
Planning commissioner comments?
Madam Chair, I move we adjourn.
Support.
And supported.
That is crazy.
How dare
We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
You're the
Thank you for your-
they?